Hello, Vudani here, and today I'm going to give you a breakdown of my class overview series. I'll go over each class a bit and fill in some holes that I missed in the original iterations. If you'd like to see the original videos, I'll provide you with annotations as well as a link in the description. But I do want to preface this video with a bit of reasoning behind the ratings I've given classes. It's good to note that ArenaNet did an excellent job with their class balancing. This means that every class is going to feel very powerful to play. This is obviously every game designer's goal, to make each class feel unique and play well with a very high level of balance to them, and frankly, ArenaNet nailed it in this situation. Some classes have a bit extra here and there, but overall it is very balanced. I'll start off with the Elementalist. First of all, the Elementalist has tons and tons of AoEs. Most of their AoEs also apply fields to the ground, which are very useful for yourself as well as other players. This makes them incredibly valuable in world vs world situations. This also makes them very strong in tournament play. The use of field and blast effects for everyone around you is incredibly potent with good teamwork. However, they do suffer a bit in hot join matches. With unorganized teams, the potency of combo fields are negated, and the Elementalist becomes a bit less effective. If you've been playing in the beta weekends or stress tests, you've probably come to know what is the Warrior. The Warrior is very in your face and smashing you to death. They also have solid ranged options, but mostly the Warrior is about killing people and killing them quickly. In World vs World, the Warrior has some pretty good options for group support, such as banners and shouts. The rifle and longbow are actually both pretty standout in World vs World, but it's just not as good as their melee. The Warrior is also fairly defensive with very high health and a lot of hard CC options. They're very good point defenders and just generally good with CC. Much like the Warrior, the Engineer is also very well rounded in what they do. They have many support options through skills such as elixirs. Also, they have kits for various utility purposes. They have many good skills for stomping and reviving players. And you can't forget about their tool belt, which adds a huge level of diversity to how you play an Engineer. With so many unique skills, the Engineer can really outfit themselves for any situation they'd like. However, most of the things the Engineer can be provided by other classes. It's just quite handy to have them fit into one person. The Thief is a very exciting class to play. With the initiative mechanic, they have many opportunities for high burst playstyle. This playstyle does have risks though, because if you burn all of your initiative early, you're probably screwed. They have a couple good support builds for tournament play, including Venom Sharing, which is incredibly powerful. In World vs World, you'll find it's difficult to make much an impact without anything other than Venom Share. It's hard to say anything negative about the Guardian. I have said that they are likely the most well-rounded class, and I haven't taken that back. They did see a few nerfs with their one-hand sword, but it's not really noticeable. All of the nerfs the Guardian have received haven't really changed how the class plays out. They have tons and tons of supporting options for stomping, reviving, and just defending whatever needs defending. They also have very good sustained damage with pretty much every weapon you can choose. It's difficult to beat the mixture of damage, support, and survivability the Guardian will give you. The Ranger is a very tactical class to play. Having to control your pet with long-ranged attacks can be quite difficult, but if you can pull that off, the Ranger can be very effective. The combination of Axe and Warhorn gives the Ranger some very powerful AoE burst damage. Not only that, but a Ranger can kite you to death. They have tons of cripples, chills, and knockbacks, and with those it's very difficult to kill a Ranger. The Longbow will also offer you arguably the highest single target 1500 range DPS. There aren't very many classes with such long range, and the amount of damage a Longbow can do is very high. If you enjoy this kiting and general surviving playstyle, the Ranger is a good class for you. The Mesmer offers you some of the most unique gameplay you've probably ever experienced in an MMO. With the illusion mechanic, you have access to a whole lot of skills and fun abilities. The Mesmer is very survivable with lots of manipulative effects. These effects can be very difficult to deal with for any opposing player. While the Mesmer doesn't do as much burst as other classes, they certainly can outlast you. And lastly, the Necromancer is very difficult to beat in terms of conditions. They have tons of effects that will allow you to apply and control conditions, and this is extremely useful in all formats. By using this as well as your Death Shroud, you're going to be a very tough target to deal with. Death Shroud is essentially a second life, and no matter how you use it, it will be incredibly useful. As always, I hope this video was helpful. If you're interested in seeing more overviews as well as builds, gameplay commentaries, and just general Guild Wars 2 theorycraft, feel free to subscribe. And thanks for watching.